A very warm welcome to Newsfeed on this 31st day of July 2022, a day that has seen the Kenya Kwanza Coalition flag bearer, Deputy President William Ruto, continue his campaigns in Kakamega County. One of the many stories we've lined up for your news this afternoon. Now, with that said, my name is Dennis Otieno. I trust you're doing well. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, on to our top story this afternoon. UDA and Kenya Kwanza Nairobi gubernatorial candidate Johnson Sakaja has claimed the Interior Ministry is using chiefs to buy identity cards in a move aimed at suppressing voter turnout. Sakaja, speaking in Kasarani this morning, said the alliance has evidence that the Interior Ministry held a meeting 4 days at a hotel in Kasarani where chiefs were directed to buy the ID cards at a cost of 1,000 Kenya shillings each. The senator has appealed to party supporters not to sell their ID cards but to turn out and vote.
I want to note with great concern that we've been made aware and we have evidence of plans that are being executed through the Ministry of Interior using our chiefs and the assistant county commissioners that amounts to electoral fraud and malpractice. We know a lot of money has been spent. In fact, 2 days ago there was a meeting here in Kasarani constituency where the chiefs were given money to start purchasing IDs from the people. And they know these people are already suffering from the economic vagaries, the vagaries of economic hardships, so that they suppress turnout in our strongholds. We want to alert Kenyans, and especially our supporters, not to fall for this. You must keep your identity card with you, or your passport, or whichever document you use to register as a voter. Money was brought here 2 days, was it 2 or 3 days ago? 4 days ago. 4 days ago. A meeting was held at Sportsview. At that meeting, the chiefs were called together with the certain political actors, including the sitting member of parliament, including other aspirants, to work out how they're going to suppress the turnout and the voters here. We want to assure the people of Nairobi that the elections will be peaceful. Let them not be intimidated by threats of violence.
They're also preparing to stamp the ballot boxes with their papers, and they want to do that. The preparation will be 3 days to the elections. So we're asking the IBC not to be part of the Jubilee maneuver to rig the elections, because if they cannot win the election, let them peacefully go home and accept the result. Let the will of the people of Kasarani and Roysambu, because that is the target that they have.
Now, at the same time, Interior Principal Secretary Karanja Kifisho has told off Deputy President William Ruto over allegations that the state is planning to use national government administrators to rig the August 9 polls. Kifisho said that politicians should check their words so as not to spread propaganda to the electorate. The PS said that the Kenya Kwanza team is now short of lies and has turned the national government officers into punching bags.
Vile ulivyouliza, nafikiria imefika wakati ya watu kuwa na wazimu nyingi kama hiyo wenye unanielezea. Sisi hatuendagi usiku, tunaendaga mchana, na madai ya kwamba tunanunua vitambulisho ni madai ya ina maana yote. Hakuna haja ya sisi kununua vitambulisho, hata sijui ni kununua za nini. Kwa hivyo nafikiria wanasiasa kabla waanze kutamka maneno, ni vizuri hata kama wanataka wananchi waanze kuwaonea huruma, wakiwa wanasema vitu iko na maana na vitu wanajua wanaweza dhibitisha. Kwa hivyo kutoka kwangu, hiyo ni madai ya upuzi na ni madai hata haina, ni ile huku kwetu tunasemaga haina miguu.
And moving on, Kitui Governor Charity Ngilu has endorsed Mombasa County ODM candidate Abdul Somad Sharif Nasir for the gubernatorial seat. Speaking during a consultative meeting with the Kamba community in Mombasa, the governor termed the current Mvita member of parliament Nasir as a strong person with great work ethic who fits the seat. This comes a day after former Wiper candidate for the Mombasa seat Mike Sonko joined the Kenya Kwanza team after being barred from contesting by the court due to his impeachment as Nairobi governor. Ngilu also drummed up support for the Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua, citing the team will free Kenyans to freedom, especially during the hard economic times. Nasir has assured the Kamba community in Mombasa of a good relationship that will exist in the county once he succeeds the current governor Hassan Ali Joho.
Utakuwa na governor wa nguvu sana, watu wa Mombasa. Tujue ya kwamba ni lazima tuende tuchague viongozi. You must go out there, door to door. Ukiongea, ukiingia kwa matatu, ukiingia nyumbani yako, ukipigia mzee chakula, ukisafisha watoto, yoyote ukifanya, ongea tu tafadhali, ongea Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga. Tukifanya namna hiyo atakuwa around moja tu.
Hii Mombasa will be all inclusive. Mkamba ajihisi yuko ndani, Mjaluo ajihisi yuko ndani, Mgiriama ajihisi hii ni yake, Mswahili ajihisi hii ni yake. Historia ya kuambiwa sijui wa bara na nini, hiyo itaisha. Mimi Abdulswamad Sharif Nasir, my identity card, ID yangu ya Kenya, inasema inatoka Kibera. Na mimi ni mbunge wa Mvita. Na kesho baada ya wiki moja nitakuwa gavana wa jiji la Mombasa. Tukianza kubaguana, mimi nitakuja kuambiwa niende nikasimame kura Kibera.
Now, from Mombasa County, we shift focus to Kakamega County, where Deputy President William Ruto is leading the Kenya Kwanza campaigns in Kakamega County today, 8 days to the polls. Now, Ruto will lead leaders from the region in drumming up support for his candidature. We're now joined by reporter Violet Auma from Kakamega. Violet, good afternoon. What are the expectations from the locals?
Good afternoon, Dennis. Yes, we are in Kakamega County, and you've rightfully put it. It is the last meeting that Deputy President William Ruto is expected to have in Western Region, that is in Buhungu Stadium. Yesterday, we had issues in Kakamega County, running battles between Deputy President supporters, or rather Kenya Kwanza supporters here in Kakamega County, together with the police, and we were able to see, or rather witness the Mumias East Member of Parliament Benjamin Washiali being roughed up, but all that said and done, Senator Cleophas Malala was here yesterday and he addressed the locals at outside Buhungu Stadium, saying they will have a rally today. If not inside, then outside they will be able to hold the rally with Deputy President William Ruto together with other leaders at here Buhungu Stadium. And today morning I was here. I've camped here at Buhungu Stadium, outside and inside. I was able to go there. A few of the locals have already gone inside, but today morning many of the locals are still camping outside Buhungu Stadium at the gates, and according to them, they are saying they have not been allowed in. Though some that we've talked to, they are saying they have been given away, to go in and wait for the rally, but no preparation so far. As usual, most of the time when there are rallies, we always see the podium being made there and other preparations, but so far nothing has been done. We expecting Deputy President to come, and if at all he will be able to talk to the locals in Buhungu Stadium, then probably he will be able to address using his cars, because there is no podium at Buhungu Stadium as at now. Maybe let me just bring in the locals, let them tell us what is their take on the same. I mean, like, kakangu, mbona uko hapa nje haujaingia ndani?
Mwanzo mimi naitwa Eric Wahu, niko hapa kumpokea kiongozi yangu ambaye mimi mwenyewe nimemchagua, lakini nimesikitika sana kwa huzuni kuona kwamba maaskari wamejaa hapa katika hii Buhungu Stadium, wamepinga hakuna mtu kuingia. Na katika mali tuliopo hapa tunasikia kwamba kinara wa Azimio yuko Eldoret, hamna mtu amempinga kule, lakini kiongozi wetu amepingwa hapa. Na sisi kama wananchi tunatarajia amani, vile rais anatangaza amani, lakini sasa amani kama hii kiwepo, sisi hatuoni amani. Maana tunaona kiongozi wetu anadhulumiwa na hatujapata solution ama hatujapata sababu kubwa ambayo imesababisha kiongozi huyu aweze kufungiwa kuingia kwa Kenya Kwanza. William Samuel Ruto ni wetu ambaye tumechagua. Tena huyo wa Kenya Kwanza yuko hapa Wednesday. Sasa tuelewi itakuwa vile ama vipi?
So thank you so much. Because of the interest of time, I will have talked to a number of locals here, but of course we'll have to get their reactions on the same. And if at all the meeting will be able to take place or not, again, we'll also be able to tell our viewers at TV47 in our subsequent bulletins. I take it back to you, Dennis.
Well, thank you very much, Violet Auma, for that comprehensive update. Of course, Violet Auma painting the picture exactly as it is from Kakamega County, where the Kenya Kwanza Coalition is expected to hold its campaigns later on in the day. And she's clearly stated that she will be following up on the story and she'll be updating us further as it develops in our subsequent bulletins. But moving on, donkey stakeholders in Ruai, Nairobi County have raised concerns over the re-emergence of donkey theft and slaughtering in the neighboring counties, fearing that the trend may extend to the city, even after the government issued a ban on the slaughter of donkeys. Now, according to the stakeholders, 15 donkeys were found slaughtered in Nyandarua, Machakos and Naivasha within the month. Farmers now say they rarely sleep guarding their animals against thieves. Led by their chairman, Stephen Kamire Mundamia, the farmers said they can't afford to lose the animals since they heavily rely on them to make a living and called on security officers to help avert such cases.
Kama organization, tunachukulia hili swala la uchinjaji wa punda na uzito zaidi kwa sababu hii inaguza wakulima wale tunafanya kazi na wao. Ukiangalia kama huku Nairobi, hizi punda ndio zinatumika kuchota maji, kubebea takataka pale. Sasa ile tunaona uchinjaji ukiendelea hivi inatuguza sana kwa sababu tunajua punda moja akichinjwa, hiyo ni familia imelala njaa. Kwa hivyo tunauliza wale washikadau wenye kwa security, kwa serikali, iendelee kuangalia hili swala kwa undani zaidi kwa sababu ina affect familia mingi sana.
Now, the Cabinet Secretary for Energy, Ambassador Dr. Monica Juma, has commissioned the ambitious Electrification of Public Facilities Project, EPFP, which will serve 1,200 public facilities and 35,460 households across 36 counties in the country. The project, which is being implemented by the Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation, REREC, was commissioned at Bilbil Trading Center in Tana River County, with CS Juma saying that the government was keen to see full implementation of the project by December 2022. The CS urged residents to make maximum use of the power to transform their lives, urging them to start cottage industries and make the best out of their milk and meat products in order to increase their income.
Out of the 88,750 identified public facilities in the country, 60,934 have since been electrified. The balance of 27,816 will be electrified by the year 2030.
Tunaendelea kufanya mambo kadha wa kadha. Hii sasa tunaendelea kuzungumza na makampuni ambao wamekuwa wakitutengenezea stima. Manake wamepata contract. Tunazungumza nao ili tupate namna ya kuona vile wanaweza kushusha ushuru wao ili ushuru huu usipitishwe kwa wananchi.
Shikiria mumerida hii muradi sababu ni muradi yenu, na ndio maana tumefika hata siku ya leo kuja kuhakisha stima. Isipokuwa ni nyinyi kutusaidia na kutusupport, hatungefika hapa. Na tungeomba wakati hii muradi imemalizika, tungeomba isiwe ya kwamba hii stima mtatumia tu kwa kuhakisha. Tungetaka kuona mkifanya maendeleo mengine, manake kama shirika kazi yetu ni kusaidia wananchi wainuke na wainuke vizuri kibiashara na kimaisha.
Now, from the story of the renewable energy in Tana River County, we are due a short break, but don't go too far. When we come back, we'll be giving you more news as well as some sports news, so stay tuned.
My name is Kakamega, and I humbly seek your vote to become Governor Nairobi City County 047 on August 9th, 2022 general election. I am running on Azimio la Umoja ticket in Nairobi City County with my Deputy Governor Professor Philip Kaloki. We humbly seek to become your servants, to make Nairobi great, to transform the city, make it our beautiful home, make it our beautiful workplace.
Atalinda kina mama, madawa tutapata, barabara atajenga, basari tutapata, masoko atajenga, biashara tutafanya, ajira tutapata, maisha imarike.
And make it a city that queens and lords over the great country of Kenya. Vote for us on the Azimio la Umoja ticket on August 9th, 2022. Nyinyi ndio muko. Nyinyi ndio mtanipa kura. Tutakupea kura. Gavana wetu ni Igathe. Kura zote kwa Igathe.
The snow peas, commonly known as mbaazi, is actually a drought-resistant plant. Well, that is why this week I traveled down to Tharaka Nithi County to learn about this amazing crop that can give you bumper harvest in just 2 seasons.
Tunapanda kupenda snow peas kwanza sababu ni drought resistant. Hii hata mvua ikiwa kidogo inazaa.
Catch this intriguing episode this Sunday at 6:30 p.m.
Sonadol Extra imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli kupambana haraka na maumivu ya kichwa, mwili na hata meno. Sonadol Extra, hakika maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Despite being visually impaired, he is a jack of all trades. It is our quest to find answers on how to take care of children with special needs and those with disability. You do not need to see musical notes to understand music, but rather to have your soul feel the vibe.
Actually, for us to make a wheelchair, we have to take measurements of the user.
After doing my assessment, I get to know the parent, I get to know the heaviness she's carrying.
Disability comes at different.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now let's continue in Mombasa County, where electorates in Junda Ward, Kisauni constituency, Mombasa County, have gotten a chance to interact with members of County Assembly candidates in a debate. Junda Ward has attracted 21 candidates for the MCA seat. The debate, which was organized by a non-governmental organization, Muslim for Human Rights, Muhuri, allowed the electorates to ask the candidates questions, while at the same time, the candidates had a chance to share their manifesto and agenda with the people. Now, speaking during the debate, Muhuri's chairman Khalifa cited that the MCA seat was vital to electorates and hence a dire need for the voters to be sensitized on what they should expect from the leaders and how they should hold them responsible once elected. Similarly, Kenyans have been urged to embrace peace and tolerance ahead of the general election, with youth warned against being incited by politicians to instigate violence.
Lazima kwa ushirikiano, public participation, zile ambayo unapata kutoka serikali kuu na zile.
Sasa nasema pana umuhimu watu wa Junda ambao wamechagua hawa MCA ili kabla hawajapasisha wapate kujua hii eneo lao katika hizi 14 billion wao wapata nini, kiwango gani ambacho kimewekwa kwa watu wa Junda watapata, na ikiwa maslaha ya watu wa Junda na maeneo yote haya 30 ya MCAs hapa Mombasa, basi nasema wasipitishe ile budget mpaka wajue zile pesa zatumiwa kivipi na kwa njia gani. Ushafahamu? Sasa kuna jukumu fulani ambao wananchi lazima wapate kujua.
Tunawapa fursa wananchi kutangamana na kuweza kuwauliza maswali ma MCA ambao watakuwa wawakilisha katika bunge la kaunti ambalo linakuja.
Wananchi ndio wahusika wakubwa katika kura. Shughuli kama hii ambayo inamletea watu wote anaohitaji. Kama angelikuwa mtu wa ufahamu, hangekoseka hata mmoja.
Si jukumu la mwanasiasa kukulindia mwanao. Akifa wewe ndio utapata hasara, akiumia wewe ndio utakeuguza na gharama itakuwa ni yako.
Elsewhere, Eastland's youth have called out on other youth in the country to appreciate President Uhuru Kenyatta for what he has done, especially in nominating the youth in various public offices. This comes after Faith Lukosi was nominated by the Jubilee Party as the senator in the next parliament. The youth further lauded President Uhuru Kenyatta for his empowerment among the youth and women in the region. Further, the group has declared to support Azimio presidential candidate Raila Odinga come August 9th.
Azimio inawezekana. And I am proud as a lady to say that for sure Uhuru ametuonyesha empowerment. Kama sio Uhuru, basi sisi kama wasichana warembo tumetoka Eastland hatungeweza kujiumudu. Ni kwa sababu tabia zetu zilikuwa za kwenda kule kuomba na kutegemea wanaume. Lakini kwa sababu Uhuru amekaa kwa hiyo kiti, ametuempower, ametupatia support, tunajua kutafuta biashara, wengine wetu wameenda kazi, hata wale ambao wako na skills za mikono yao wamefanya. Azimio inawezekana. Ninashukuru tena Uhuru kwa sababu hakika amekuwa loyal even into the ground. Ameweza kunominate huyu mwenzetu, mama wetu, rafiki wetu, mrembo wetu Faith Lukosi.
Wanafanya biashara, hatukuwa tunapata hizo chances, na vile Faith aliingizwa kwa ofisi, at least tumeona move na tumeona at least changes kwa youth fund. Na sasa hii tena amempea aende amemnominate kwa Senate kama nominated Senate, na tunaamini sisi kama vijana wenye tumetoka ghetto, vijana wenye hatukuwa na mtu wa kutushikilia na vijana mwenye hatukuwa na mtu wa kutuongelea, sasa tumepata mtu mwenye ametoka ghetto, mwenye ataturepresent, mwenye ataongea kuhusu mambo yote yenye sisi tunapitia.
So not only considered his old cronies, but he has considered even the youth. He has considered women. In short, he has balanced his appointments in the government.
The Kenya Revenue Authority has started a sensitization program to taxpayers on the amendments in the Finance Act 2022. The Finance Act 2022 was assented to the President. The sensitization is set to ensure that compliance with tax laws is high, with the taxpayers expected to learn the procedures that have been made in the amendment to protect the government's revenue. Speaking to the press in Mombasa, the Kenya Revenue Authority Deputy Commissioner, Corporate Policy Maurice Orai said the amendment also contains incentives that are set to improve the country's economy, especially after the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Ukraine-Russia war.
Some of the key amendments are, for example, on how we need to be dealing with objections going forward. There are incentives that have been extended to particularly the manufacturing sector. We are actually providing an environment that will enable Kenya, for example, to create a manufacturing plant for vaccines. And as a matter of fact, the government is already negotiating with a number of companies to set base here so that we are able to manufacture basic medicine, not only for Kenya but even for the region. So the Finance Act 2022 has provided such kind of incentives. There are incentives that are specifically targeting manufacturers and even the agricultural sector. Those are contained in the main law. There are areas where we have, for example, increased the rates of taxes. However, these have not been put on basic products.
Meanwhile, 2 modern fish landing beaches built by the national government at a cost of 280 million shillings along Lake Victoria are complete. Local fishermen have been challenged to use the facilities to improve their livelihood. Now, Principal Secretary for the State Department of Fisheries, Aquaculture and Blue Economy, Dr. Francis Owino, commended the construction of modern fish landing beaches in Siaya and Migori counties. Speaking at Luanda Kotieno Fish Landing Site, where he inspected the project, the PS said the facility will serve the Rarieda fishermen, while the Sori Landing Beach will serve the larger Nyatike region. The beaches that cost 140 million shillings each will offer ample space for the fishermen to store their products as they look for a better market.
Contractor has committed to finalize the small little things that are remaining so that the facility can be handed over to the community, to the State Department of Fisheries, and finally to the community, because this is a national government project and there are processes and procedures that we must follow for purposes of accountability. My belief is this is one of the key infrastructure in the fisheries industry or sector that is going to be a game changer in terms of harnessing the potential of the fishing industry in this region. One of the things that has been a major challenge is post-harvest losses, because fish is a perishable commodity, and the lack of storage facilities has been a major hindrance to the development of the fishing sector here. This facility and the one for Sori brings on board the storage facilities and the ice-making facilities. It's a complete set of fish processing.
We are not just proud that now the government has invested in the fishing community. It is not that the government after the handshake is prioritizing this region, but it is that it is remembering a region that has been forgotten for so many decades. Through this, hundreds of thousands of livelihoods will be restored. Through this, the fishing community are able to control the price for fish, because until now, once you come out with the fish, because of the extreme heat, you'd have to sell it at the price at which the buyer wants, because you cannot keep it. But now, with the assistance of the BMU, the fisher folk are able to determine proper prices for their fish, because they're able to store it, as Dr. Wina had said, for even up to 5 years if the price is not right. We are going to significantly improve the lives and therefore the health and therefore the lifespan of people around here.
Meanwhile, the Akamba Council of Elders have urged Kenyans to maintain peace with only 8 days remaining to the general election. The leaders said the Kamba community should be united and well organized for other communities in the country to emulate. Led by their chair, Boniface Kilonzo, after endorsing Wavinya Ndeti in her quest for the Machakos gubernatorial bid at her home in Mavoko constituency. Leaders exuded confidence that she is best suited for Machakos and that her appointment by the president to serve as CAS shows that she is capable to lead the county.
Jana tulisikia furugu kwa redio, kwa TV ambazo zilikuwa Machakos. Sisi Wakamba ni watu wa amani na tunapendana. Kwa hivyo wakati huu wa campaign period tukielekea katika utepe, tunataka kuwauliza Wakamba wote, mimi kwa niaba ya kanzo yangu, wadumisha amani, tuwe na elections ambazo hazitakuwa na furugu yoyote. Elections ili Kenya nyingine, sehemu zingine za Kenya wakisikia Ukambani, wasikie kweli watu ni organized na wapendi mambo ya fujo.
Nilikuwa na mkutano, nimeita pastors wakuje kuniombea kwa sababu ya hii kiti ya governor ya Machakos. Nilikuwa nimeita pastors zaidi ya 3,000. Wakakuja tukaanza maombi. Mheshimiwa Raila na Kalonzo walikuwa wamechelewa kidogo, akafika. Tulipokuwa sasa tuna brief Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga, ndio sasa tulisikia kuna vita imeanza huko kwa madhabahu. Mali kina bishops walikuwa wameketi. Mmoja wa my competitors alienda